women, how do we deal with our cars? I mean, something always needs to be repaired on a car. Why can't they make a car that you just put gasoline in, and you just run that sucker for 200,000 miles, you know, or more, whatever.
I know.
It just doesn't work for me.
No. You know my issue. And of course I name my vehicles. So mine has my Keith Suburban. And Keith has been in the hospital for months. In fact, he was in ICU
for a little while.
Period of time. A friend of mine asked me, had we signed a DNR?
Yeah.
We're just going to let Keith go. But he is now in recovery. I'm supposed to pick him up this weekend, so I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's always something.
Now, if you could buy a new car, would you buy another SUV? Would you buy a van, a sedan, a convertible? Or maybe one of those little mini jobs, you know, that doesn't take,
smart car.
put a gallon of gas in it and it runs forever. Runs forever.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of car would you get, Vilma?
Well, I know what I would buy, and my husband and I are debating this right now because my car is going to be. I actually broke down 3 weeks ago in E-Town.
Oh, no.
So I'm calling him at work, honey, my car, it's broke down. He had to come, and we spent 8 hours putting a new belt, serpentine belt on my car. First trouble I've had with it, and I love my SUV, absolutely love it, but I want a convertible.
Oh,
you know, I'm getting to that age where I'm thinking, men have those things where they want those little racy cars. I want a convertible. But he's like, you'll get killed in that thing. No, I'm not. It's just going to mess up my hair. Exactly. I'm fine with that.
But you know, with that extra hold hairspray, you'll be just fine.
I mean, I would put it in the glove box. And I would probably be like you. I would name my convertible.
I would too, a car like that. What about you, Nora? What are you going to get?
Deserves it.
Well, I'm so torn because I really love my SUV. I love having, you know, the ability to say, let's all go and we all just jump in mine. And I am a driving hog. Like, I want to do the driving wherever we go. I
noticed that, but I like that about you.
It's not that I don't trust other people. It's just I kind of grew up, you know, getting the oldest child.
Well, you know where everything is too, Nora. I don't think I've ever asked anyone, you know, where something is that knows as much about where every place is as you. You know, you've been there already. You drive through the mountains.
Yes.
I mean, you drive down to the beach. You've been to Nashville, and you know, you know where all the hot restaurants are and all that. So I mean, wow.
Well, I don't mind getting, and the thing, I don't mind a turnaround, you know, so if you get so far and you realize, oops,
been there, done that.
Yeah.
Luckily, Keith likes a U-turn,
Yes.
you know, we just swing that baby around. But if I were shopping all over again, I'm getting very green, trying to really think, you know, and respect the earth, so if I could keep Keith usable for those longer trips or those bigger groups, I would probably go with something smaller and sassy. You know, I like the little Cooper. That's the
yes.
little, it's very cute. You know, and I still would have plenty of leg room.
Yeah. I think we all would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, indeed. Those are cute. Now, what colors? Is there a special color that we want to get as we reach our close to our peaks? You know,
our good years.
Our good
Best years.
when you've seen the best years already. Is there a special color that signifies that or let you know that you've arrived? You know, you're at a certain point in your life where you can buy yourself a red car.
Right.
Are we talking red cars here?
Well, I did that when I was younger, so I'd probably go a different direction.
Yeah, I know my SUV is gray, which means conservative. My husband will say, "That's not you."
You gotta go wild and crazy.
No, I want one of these crazy colors that it might even be like a swirl, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A swirl, like a swirly car. Wouldn't that be cool to have like a
swirly
couple different
car.
colors mixed up?
Then everybody would know it was your car too.
No confusion.
I know. That's Wilma. They already know it's me anyway, so
right.
you just change cars.
Exactly.
But what color would you want?
I saw a turquoise, like a metallic
Yeah, me too.
turquoise. Well, I guess maybe more in the teal family because it was a little darker. And I've seen one that's like a lavender with silver hint to
That's
it.
what I'm talking
and
about.
I think it's really
Those are
pretty.
nice.
Without being too over the top.
You know, I'm starting to like lavender more and more. You know, you see so much of it out now.
So soft.
Yes, it's a not, and you know what? I think it makes everybody's complexion look pretty good.
Oh, well,
does
You know,
there
it's
we
so
go.
flattering. So
That's
why
what
not?
matters to
That's
me.
right, little purple. A little purple. I'm gonna change directions here a little bit. Let's go. I'm gonna go literary on you.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a pop quiz, Wilma.
I
Brace
know.
yourself.
I'm gonna go literary on you.
I just did that today.
Okay. Okay, we've heard of 50 Shades of Grey, haven't we, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now they've got, they were casting for the movie.
Yes.
Now if you've read the book, you know that casting could not have been easy.
No.
Couldn't have been easy at all. So what do you think of the people they've cast so far? Now there's this one guy, Charlie Hunnam, from, what is it?
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Okay. Then they want him to be Christian Grey.
Right. Right.
And then they have Dakota Johnson, and they want her to be Anastasia Steele. How do you feel like this about these choices? And if you had your choice, who would you have named for those parts?
Oh, I don't know about the choosing for it.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian is, he's not going to be hard to look at.
No, it's not.
Will not be difficult to watch him on screen. And Dakota's very pretty girl. And I'm, you know, it's hard for me to judge, I guess, a gal's sex appeal, but I'm sure that she has that. I would have to confess that I never read the book.
Okay.
I read about a page and a half, and I was hearkening back to my aunt's hidden stash of the world's worst Harlequin romance novels. And I tend to be not a literary snob, but I really like to read. But I like to have something of worth to read. And I just couldn't. It was like the porn version of Twilight. That's terrible to say it that way.
You're
It was
right.
just so. Oh my gosh, it was so cheesy. Her, you know, somebody needs to buy these folks a thesaurus.
Yes.
And there's so many words out there that we're not using. We could go ahead and connect to some of those, but it was just, I just couldn't. So I'm not, although I am familiar with the story, you know, hard not to be familiar with it. But it, I mean, I didn't have a problem with their casting. I'm just not sure.
That it needs to be made into a movie?
Well, I think it's going to be, how are you going to be true to that literary work?
Exactly.
And my understanding
How are
of
you
it,
gonna pull it
my
off?
limited,
Yes.
without a triple X rating.
Without bearing all.
Right. They probably will bear all.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
how are people going to actually see
Right.
this movie? And like you said, being true to the book itself, how could it be?
Right.
I mean, because the way that they have described the characters, they are beyond humanness,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Right.
So it would be very, very difficult for you to, but what I thought of when I saw this guy on Sons of Anarchy, and I thought, what?
Right.
No, that just,
Well,
what did you think, Wilma?
Leave that character.
Well,
down.
I think they should go for someone who is not known yet. And I say,
right.
this is my opinion on that, is because it's going, for even him, because he is so popular right now, it may do the total opposite to his career. You just
Right.
don't know. But
Because if people don't like him in the movie.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It could, you might not get casting again for something else.
Right.
And the same with, is it Dakota Fanning?
Dakota Johnson.
Johnson.
Don Johnson's
Yes,
daughter?
Don Johnson's daughter, that's right. And so my thing is they should go for some unknowns that have that
Yes.
same appeal, but I can see what's going to happen at the movies. It's going to be another Twilight where people are in line, getting tickets online, standing in line. You know, the police will have to be there.
Yeah, do you think that's why they're doing it? Just
I think it's money. You know, everything revolves around money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we've become a society that revolves around money no matter what's put out there, the look, the style, who they hurt. It doesn't matter. Everything revolves around money anymore.
It's
And
how much money did it
unfortunate.
make. Yeah.
It is. And I think the book was such a huge hit that it's going to revolve. They had to go that route.
now you said the book, but there were actually it's a
The
trilogy.
books,
It's a
right.
trilogy.
Books.
Yeah. Now, did you think that they actually needed 3 books to say and do what they did?
No, because I think it was a lot of repetition. And I did read the books. And I will read about anything, almost anything. And my friends was like, and I borrowed it from a friend, you have to read this, it's so good. I'm like, really? Okay, well, I'll read it. So I got to reading it. Okay, give me the next one. And I read it. Just because once you have one book invested, you really need to read the other 2.
To see it.
And I was going, they just said that.
Or they did that already.
Yeah, they've already done that. Been there,
Doing it again.
Yeah.
And again. And again.
Number 3, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are they going to make 3 movies of the same thing?
I was wondering the
so
very same thing. You
just
know.
condense it into one movie, get it over with, don't do it again.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It can be condensed really easy.
Yeah, very easy.
We can put the expert
It could have been
on
one
it.
book. It could have been one book.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
It could have been one book and been probably half of one book.
Okay. Yes. Well, listen, our very last question this evening here in our conversation that I'm having with Nora Hatton and Wilma Sorrell. Today, or this week, is Line Dance Week.
Oh,
Wow, right.
Okay, so how are you guys going to celebrate Line Dance Week?
Oh, well, I'm probably going to have to electric slide into work tomorrow. I have no idea. I feel so underprepared.
I know. We're going to have to go home and look and bust some
Right,
moves at home and
exactly.
practice.
Yes, indeed.
Well, then it is time to pull out the boots.
It's time
It
to pull out
is.
those
Gotta pull
boots.
out
You
the
cannot
cowboy
line
boots.
dance in white sandals. Because, you know,
I need to go
Now,
get
Wilma's
mine.
going to try, though,
I've
aren't you?
got some Fat Boys
there we
cowboy
go.
boots at
Right.
home. I have to teach Too Good tomorrow, Too Good for Drugs and Violence tomorrow. So they might have a problem, the kids. I'm thinking,
you
Miss
might-
Wilma walks in there and says, "Get up, we're going to line dance."
Right. There you go.
Because Yvonne said it was line dance.
It's Line Dance Week.
We
Yes,
have
it
to
is.
line dance.
Yes, we do. And you know, I think all of us have line danced at one time or the other at a wedding, at a birthday parties, whatever. You get out and you do your line dance and all that. And the best thing about line dancing is the fact you don't need a partner.
Right.
I know, isn't that great?
And it doesn't really matter how steady you are on your feet.
Right.
If you fall on your face, you fall on your face, and you know
You
everybody.
look like
just
everybody else.
Exactly. You look like everybody else. So it's just one big party when you're line dancing.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. And I hope that you ladies have had a party with me this evening. You've had a great time talking. I love conversing and trading ideas. And you guys have really done a great job this evening. I appreciate the fact that you were able to come on and talk with me, and I hope you'll come back again
We sure will. Just invite us.
for more Central Kentucky
We'll do the
Talk.
hustle next time.
We'll do the
Yes.
hustle, and we'll find out what week it is first of all, and maybe we'll start the show with a
There we
line
go.
dance.
There
How
we
about
go.
that?
Oh,
So hate that we
that
missed
would.
that.
I know.
Can you tell?
It's a shame that it was at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right.
Gary can come next time and show us how to do it right.
Yes, he can. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Again, thank you for being here this evening. And I want to thank all of our viewers out there for joining us this evening for Central Kentucky Talks. And we'll see you here again next time.